What's up, Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. Really quickly, let's say thanks to SetApp for sponsoring this video. SetApp is a collection of curated paid and flagship apps in one bundle for you to boost your productivity. All right, now the new M1 Pro and M1 Max MacBook Pros have started to get into customers' hands. I know some of you have them and have probably not looked at anything this long, this lovingly for such a long time because you paid a lot for it, and people have been just wowed by its performance. So we're gonna get to the new MacBook Pros in a bit, but you know the rumor mills, they don't sleep, and we're already looking forward to what could be coming in 2022. Now, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman laid out what we already are expecting to see next year, and the answer is the stuff we didn't see in 2021. Gurman says don't expect to see a third fall event from Apple, and I'm 100% okay with that because I've been going nonstop and I'm still working on other videos as we speak. You know, I hope you enjoyed the reviews I put out for you. Did ya? Yes? You did. Okay, good. So now we're looking to March and beyond. So what new products could we see there? Well, we're expecting to finally get the larger iMac that all of you keep asking me about. Let's just call it the iMac Pro, and how bonkers that could be with an M1 or higher inside, whatever they put in there. The rumored new redesigned Mac Mini, and a third generation iPhone SE. It looks like the iPhone SE still gets more love than the iPhone Mini from Papa Apple. And if you were thinking, what about the new Apple Watch that we didn't see? Look, after Apple came out with that larger display, there's a really strong chance, I mean, I've said this a few times, that we don't see that rumored flat body, flat design for another year until 2023. Now, I could be wrong, but Apple just doesn't typically put out a new form factor or larger screen for just 1 year, especially in the Tim Cook era. So I wouldn't be surprised if the iPhone Series 8 looks like the Series 7 and maybe gets one new health sensor like blood pressure, a sensor that is kind of a safe known thing already. And then the big change and a combination of all this new design and all these new major health sensors, you know, everyone wants blood glucose and more. Those come in the 8 in 2023 because these sensors, they also take time to get tested and then approved to even end up in a watch. It takes at least over a year. But for me, the product that's getting the most buzz going into next year right now, it has to be the new MacBook Air. And what do you think the conversations around the new Air are all about? Believe it or not, it's the notch. Now remember, the MacBook Pro notch rumor only started gaining momentum just a day and a half before the official announcement, and it ended up being true. Well, according to typically reliable leaker Dylan DKT, he claims that the new MacBook Air will have a design similar to the MacBook Pros, but with an even slimmer body. The new Air's bezels will reportedly be off-white, similar to the iMacs, and will come in different color options on the outside. We have heard these rumors from John Prosser, who leaked the first renders of the purported new MacBook Airs, and it will feature a keyboard with the same off-white shade color, with full-size function keys, and a 1080p camera like the MacBook Pro. And that's where other leakers have chimed in to say the notch is coming to the Air. And honestly, if they did it on the Pros, it does not surprise me that they would do it on the Airs. I mean, what do you think about how it looks with the white bezel in the renders with a white notch? Be gentle in the comments. But since we're talking notch, there was a momentary flare-up and it was hot. And notch for the faint of heart. After Snazzy Labs, hey, Quinn showed us how his iStat app was completely hidden by the notch, and then everyone jumped on it, and without a doubt, it was not a good look. It was bad, but it was also software, and I'm not making excuses, but you knew there was going to be a fix, and it actually already existed for the new MacBook Pros. Like, if you right-click on an app of your choice and go to Get Info, there's an option to scale to fit below built-in camera, and whenever you use that specific app, when that app is running, it will adjust itself. It even pulls away from the sides bezels to make the size correction, so the bezels on the outside become actually thicker. But yes, this is still a problem that we never had before, and there should have been a built-in more elegant way to handle it and just avoid all this drama. I mean, come on, that's a bad Apple. Boo! And they knew it was going to be polarizing, and the one thing that you do not want to have us think about is any notch-related issues, Apple. But if you can't handle the notch and it's still hard for me to unsee it, I know there's an app for that. Now check out a free one like Top Notch. That's what the app is called, and it also gives you rounded corners on the entire display. Or an app called Denotchifier. If you're looking for a solution like that, that has a drop-down menu to change its settings. Now, in a recent Wall Street Journal interview, Apple executives talked about the notch and responded to why the MacBook Pro doesn't have Face ID. Apple's VP of iPad and Mac product marketing, Tom Boger, said Apple's reasoning is that Touch ID is more convenient on the Mac since users' hands are already on the keyboard. But Apple, like, my face is right here. Like, I don't have to do a thing because this is my face right here. Apple did not say if there were any technical limitations due to the display being too thin for the Face ID component, but it doesn't look like that was even asked as a follow-up question in the story. Okay, so what about the touchscreen MacBook that half of you want, half of you don't? Well, John Turnus, Apple Senior VP of Hardware Engineering, you see him in the keynotes, he also made it clear that Apple has no intentions of putting a touchscreen on a Mac, saying, "We make the world's best touch computer on an iPad. It's totally optimized for that, and the Mac is totally optimized for indirect input. We haven't felt a reason to change that." And you know, they won't unless a large amount of people leave the Apple ecosystem and go somewhere else to get that. And you know, that still hasn't happened since the Microsoft Surface debuted in 2012. So, you know, at least we got some answers to their thinking and their philosophy behind their product decisions. It makes more sense. And also, that's all about you can get from the Cupertino kids in interviews. All right, a quick note with the new MacBook Pros, and a couple of you have asked me about this. The 3.5mm headphone jack does offer support for high impedance headphones. So this is good for professionals who want to use higher quality headphones directly connected to the new Macs. Apple released a support document detailing that the 14 and 16-inch both have DC load detection and adaptive voltage output to support them. This is absolutely, to me, the best sounding Mac I ever used. I didn't put in my review because it would have been like a 35-minute review. And this new speaker system, it just has real depth, real oomph. I mean, it makes me sound better. And Dolby Atmos, you got spatial audio. It's legit when you can hear the placement of sounds around you from this laptop. It's a top-notch system, audio system. All right, Apple released macOS Monterey, but if you're using a USB hub, you need to listen up and be aware because many Monterey users with different USB hubs are reporting problems getting their hubs and other USB-based devices to work properly with their machines. My third-party gigabit Ethernet adapter still isn't able to be detected on the new M1 Max, but works on my Intel MacBook Pro, and I had no idea why either. There are reports on Reddit and different forums where some USB hubs fail to work at all. Many of them are M1 Max, but people on Intel Macs have reported the issue as well, and it's affecting all versions of Monterey. There were USB issues discovered in early beta versions of Monterey, so this could be a bug that has been carried over and just hasn't been patched yet. Now, I haven't updated my Intel machine yet, so if you rely on a USB hub, which many of you do because, you know, we're living that dongle life, if I were you, I would just sit tight, just hold off on upgrading for now if you haven't already until there's a fix that says it's all clear. Also, we're still waiting for Monterey to officially get SharePlay and Universal Control because we've only seen them in the betas. The latest macOS Monterey 12.1 public beta includes support for SharePlay, so that's for watching content and interacting with apps through a FaceTime connection. Honestly, I've played it with some already, and I kind of poo-pooed it early on because I'm like, how many people are going to do this? But once you guys get into it, it is even better than I thought it would be, and there's a lot more apps rolling out to support it. So SharePlay is going to be a sleeper hit for those who use it, but it's also currently only officially active in iOS and iPadOS and tvOS 15.1. It's only in the Monterey 12.1 beta for now, and there's been no word if this new beta even addresses any of the USB issues that we talked about earlier. And finally, let's talk some numbers because, you know, Apple reported its financial results for the fourth fiscal quarter of 2021, which corresponds to the third quarter of this calendar year. Now, Apple had another record quarter, and we say that pretty much every time, with $20.6 billion of profit on $83.4 billion of revenue. Now, Apple, they will not give us specific breakdowns, but the Mac set an all-time quarterly record with over $9 billion in revenue and strong demand for the M1 MacBook Air. Honestly, that should be the computer everyone is looking for if you're looking at a new one, and that is the first one you got to look at. Apple Services also reached an all-time quarterly record with over $18 billion in revenue. That's up from $14.5 billion compared to the same quarter last year. The supply chain constraints from industry-wide chip shortages at every level, and then the COVID-related manufacturing issues that every company's been facing, they cost Apple $6 billion in revenue for the quarter, which affected iPhones, iPads, and iMacs. But even with those challenges, okay, Apple averaged over $1 billion in sales every day for the fourth fiscal quarter of 2021. So in July, in August, and September, they averaged $1 billion every single day. and you were probably one of those people that contributed to it. But that's a cray-cray apple. Yeah! Even that number, 1 billion, is so much to wrap my head around, like, every day. All right, thanks again to the sponsor of this video, SetApp. Our Macs have a lot more power than most of us use, and it's software that can unlock them and bring us new functionality. SetApp offers a large variety of paid and flagship apps that can help improve your everyday life for just as little as $9.99 a month. So let's showcase a couple of apps. As a video creator, CleanShot X has been a godsend for me. It's a screen capture tool, but when I want that really clean looking shot, it has the option to make all of the desktop icons disappear while you record your screen capture for stills or video capture. I love that. Now, Be Focused, this is an app that helps you work in distraction-free chunks of time, and you can start them directly from the menu bar. Or News Explorer. Arrange different news sources into one feed so you don't need to waste your time visiting your favorite website separately, having all the important articles at a glance, and this gives me exactly what I'm looking for. Now, there are so many other kinds of apps here, from lifestyle to creativity to personal finance, and the Mac hack section has some fun ones too that I haven't even scratched the surface of. You can try SetApp for free right now by using the link in the description. Check out SetApp and explore tools and hacks to make your Mac more productive. All right. That's going to do it for this video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast to get the latest deep dive with all these stories and new ones every week. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Take care and be safe. Peace and love.